Mayflower Electronics O2 headphone amplifier and ODAC delivers a completely neutral sound signature while having enough amplification power to drive any pair of headphones you can throw at it. But please don't actually throw your headphones at the DAC because that's dangerous. Click the link in the description to learn more. Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back for an all-new episode of Tech Gaming Weekly with Brian. Hope you guys enjoyed that little intro for our sponsor for the episode, Mayflower. If you saw, I recently did the review on that DAC. Absolutely amazing. I know you wanted to check it out as well, didn't you, Brian? I know,
the O2 DAC. I've checked it out. I've actually tried one in the past before.
Oh yeah. What was it, the JDS Labs or something similar?
Yeah, something like that. I actually forgot. I think it was JDS Labs. Yeah, I actually tried the amp and not the DAC, so I'm not too sure on the DAC.
Oh, okay, yeah. The DAC that I know with the revision 1, it was, I can't remember the name. It's like, I think it's called like Yo-Yo something. It's a Canadian DAC. I can't remember the exact name of it. I'm not sure, but I think they may have changed the DAC for the revision 2, the one that I have now. But it's still good, man. I know you like talking about that crosstalk, and it's really low on this.
Yeah, you'd want to go grab it. A lot of people are asking me, how do I measure the crosstalk? You get a program called Room EQ.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because I saw on your E5 video you had like something on the screen that was testing it. Is that what that is, Room EQ?
Yeah. Well, see, that was a crosstalk test where you just go and get a 1,000 hertz signal, go into Adobe, just change it to one channel, and then you just make the audio file, and then you can take that into Room EQ, and then you can measure the crosstalk levels. And if it's leaking over to the other channel, then that means you've got crosstalk, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like it's all just kind of ghetto-y, but it works, man. Like you get results, right? You can see that the crosstalk was low both on the onboard audio and the Creative E5.
Mm.
So I imagine it'd be low, like it'd be really low on the O2 DAC amp, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And it just depends. I'd like to see the frequency, the EQ. I'd like to see that. I'd like to do a sweep on that. Sorry, just morning. I just woke up.
That's all right, man. What time is it there right now? Like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.?
No, it's 6 a.m. Yeah, 6:30.
That's not too bad, is it?
It's just getting better. Yeah, it gets better. Past 7 o'clock, I'll be all hyped. So.
Yeah. I know you when you did your E5 review, and you're always talking about the crosstalk. I never see anyone else really talking about that so much. Why do you focus on that so much? It seems really important to you.
For me, it was like when when I got the Andes E07K in, that was a DAC amp combo. That was when I really started to notice it, and I came from the Gigabyte motherboard before that, and that had the amp up, and I could notice straight away, whoa, this is like, your left channel's your left channel, your right channel's your right channel.
Right.
And I started just doing like my own ears, like tests. And I was like, whoa, crosstalk's pretty bad on the Gigabyte motherboard. But then I tried on the end, it's really good. And so it was something that I started focusing on because it is a clear cut difference. Like a lot of people couldn't hear like the difference between, 90 dB noise and 100 dB noise, or 100 dB noise and 110. Because, you're not going to blow up your eardrums, right? If you listen to your music too loud, then all in good luck to you. But, I mean, crosstalk is one of those things, though, I reckon it's just as important as a lot of these other measurements. And for me, it is really important because it's a true stereo sound that you're getting, right?
Yeah, it's not something that I've ever really ever paid attention to until hearing you talk about it. It's just it's not really something I ever really thought about.
Yeah, well, it's really hard to perfectly eliminate. Like, even if you got your headphones, like I can do it now, and I can just blast the headphones like a 1,000 hertz signal, and then just block my ears, and I can still hear in the other ear a little bit of it leaking out. So it's something that you can test for manually, but just it's better to get figures.
I imagine that's more of an issue on the side of like your sound card or your onboard audio or your DAC as compared to the headphones, or have you noticed like certain headphones having really bad crosstalk as well?
I mean, it can be. I mean, it's more of it'd be more on the PCB side of things when the channels get really close together.
Okay, so it's
So,
all so
but
it's on
it
the
shouldn't. I
internals.
mean, yeah, well, it shouldn't be too bad on the headphones. I mean, if it is,
Yeah.
then be like what $2 headphones or something.
Yeah, because
I think
I
anyway. See, and this is the thing, right? I'm not an audio expert. I'm not an audiophile. Like a lot of
no,
this
neither am
stuff is
I.
just, yeah, it's just like me just self teaching myself. Like I don't. There's not much information on how to test these things. Like that's the thing. I look up like you know, doing all these things. There's not much information. It's like I just made a whole tutorial on how to use equalize, APO, and room EQ because there was just there was no information on it. So I was like, all right, I'll just learn it myself, and then tell people. So yeah, I mean, like that's with audio. It's kind of like I'm still learning as much as I'm starting to
Yeah.
teach. Like
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I feel the exact same way. Like I just reviewed these earbuds, and I started. I've reviewed some audio stuff before, but I was like, if I'm going to talk about this, I want to get a little bit more knowledgeable.
Mm,
And I found a good website. I can't remember what it is, but I have it bookmarked somewhere where you can.
yeah,
They have a bunch of tests that you can run through, like things like for dynamic range and all that, and they have like audio files that you can listen to.
yeah,
And like the one for dynamic range would start off at a certain level of dB below scale, and then it would work its way down in increments. And then basically, once you could no longer hear it anymore, then you would the one that was just above that, you could figure out what level the dynamic range was. So for the earbuds I tested, it wound up being minus 66 dB below scale, which, according to their scale, to the scale on there, is apparently excellent. Anything below 40 is considered excellent as far as noise isolation is concerned,
oh, good.
for dynamic range and isolating out extra sound in the background. So so
Yeah, well,
so that
you'll
in
have
that
to link
instance it
us.
was good.
Yeah, you'll have to link us that site too, man, because I'd like to run more
Yeah.
tests. I'm going to do the review of the SHP 9500s from Philips. I'm going to get that done, and so I'd love to do some of those tests.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you were saying those things are pretty good, right?
yeah, they're good. Like they're really good for the money.
Yeah.
Definitely. Wow, they're comfortable, and I mean, I actually like my L1s better. It's just they're open, right? I kind of do need open headphones
Hmm.
because I have to hear what's going on while
Yeah.
I'm whatever I'm doing while I'm gaming or while I'm watching porn, whatnot. You have to hear what's going on.
As you do. I was actually when I had switched back over from the Fostex headphones that Mayflower sent me over back to my California Silverados, and these things actually have separate 3.5 millimeter leads that go to each ear cup, and
Yeah,
they don't have any labeling on the wires themselves. Like the ear cups, they do say left and right, but the wires, I had always assumed that it didn't matter which one you had plugged into the ear cups, but after switching back, I realized I had them in the wrong ones after a few days because I was like, things just kind of sounded off. And I was in Witcher 3 yesterday, and there was a blacksmith who was pounding away on a piece of metal, and he was to my left, but I heard him out the right ear cup, and I was like, this is all fucking backwards. And I switched
yeah,
around. I switched around the cables, and then it was fine. But at the time, I was thinking about the crosstalk, and I was like, well, I guess this DAC is pretty good for crosstalk because that audio is all on the left side right now after switching it
yeah,
over.
yeah. Well, that's it, right? So you're going to notice that. So, and it's something that you appreciate once you're aware of it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I do now. Now that I'm aware of it and I know what it is and what to look for, I do appreciate it now.
well, yeah, go try like an old motherboard or something, and then you'll be like, oh, whoa, So that's and then you'll know what bad is, and then you'll know what kind of good is, and you know what in between is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All
but like
right.
yeah, that's anyway. But yeah, you can
Yeah.
probably see I got a 4K monitor back here, and
Yeah, you've
a
had
lot
some
of
stuff going on, some good upgrades going on with you this week, huh? We got the
yeah.
980
So
Ti first, then you got the. It looks like my monitor in the background. It looks exactly the same as my monitor, more or less, but it's not.
man, like I gotta say, like I didn't see this TN, like this is the TNA, so I didn't see this before. We got the Philips at work, Philips 28. I don't know, for some reason I just think Acer do a freaking amazing job on TN panels. I've got one downstairs,
Yeah, I'm
and it's
surprised.
like
I'm surprised sitting from this angle. I would have thought could see some
that's,
color shift from here. I'm sitting.
well,
We're almost at a side angle here.
that's right. That's what I was going to talk about. I'd say like we got the monitor downstairs. It's TN as well. And I'm like, the viewing angles really aren't bad for a TN panel, right? So it's one thing you'll notice about this TN panel. The viewing angles are freaking amazing.
Yeah,
Like
it is. I mean, that reminds me of like my Asus, not the Swift, the VG248QE, which is my secondary panel right now. That thing, it's a
yeah,
TN, but it's got really good viewing angles. It's like I don't know why
yeah.
they couldn't have used that on the ROG shit. Swift, sorry. I
The
didn't mean
rod.
to say that. It was an accident.
Oh man, like it's funny. Hey, I saw another one when I went to Electric City. I saw another ROG Swift, and it looked really freaking good. Like I was just like, whoa, this is night and day compared to the last one that I saw. So I don't know what's going on there, but like I'd imagine it'd be some QC problems or something. I don't know, but
Well, how's the
like I saw.
how's your like your size scaling on that screen though? Because
Oh,
I know
dude, at
it's so small,
first.
isn't it?
Yeah, at first it was crazy. At first it was crazy, but now Windows has automatically adjusted everything. So Windows 8.1 is obviously set up kind of for 4K. And
Well,
so
the
it'll
scaling is still meant to be pretty bad as far as text scaling and all that within Windows.
well, to be honest, it's actually I haven't had a problem except some programs are getting enlarged, so they look
Yeah.
off. So some programs kind of look blurry, but my browsing and my gaming is freaking phenomenal, man. This is
Yeah,
why
for
I'm having.
gaming, it's good. It's definitely alright at 28 inches.
Well, this is why the benchmarks are so slow, dude, because I'm just I'm sitting there like, getting just taken away by the games, dude. Like Metro Last Light looks so freaking good at 4K. Like my God, it looks good, man. Um, Even Dota 2. Like I'm playing some Dota 2, and that looks really good at 4K.
Yeah.
Like all these games, like some of them look. I don't know. Like I tested Crisis 3. I kind of thought didn't look all that good at 4K versus 1440p.
Yeah.
But maybe just because it ran like crap, like it ran like that game ran like complete ass at 4K.
I'm not surprised. It's demanding. We got to turn down the anti-aliasing, though. I would assume. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny because when I do power consumption tests, I use that game
Yeah.
because it uses more
Oh yeah,
power than Yep.
that game is like a fucking card melter. I mean, no, I
Yeah.
mean other games that even like run at like 99% GPU do not draw as much power or put out as much heat as that game right there. That thing it just
Well,
fucking melts faces.
yeah, it does. It does more than Fire Strike's combined test, and
Yeah.
that's crazy because this is a real world game, so I use it as a real world example, and I'd like to see like a lot of other tech channels that do power consumption figures run Crisis 3. Because they're running Crisis 3 in their benchmarks, they should be running Crisis 3 for the power consumption figures, right? Because when you're doing power consumption figures, you should be doing it as kind of like a worst case scenario, right? Because you want to know if your power supply is going to be able to handle this gear. And so I saw momentarily my watt meter spike up to 880 watts. That's with my CPU at 4 gigahertz, so it's not even that overclocked. I've actually had to downclock it to like 3.6 gigahertz just so my power supply doesn't cut out. And so, because when I'm overclocking my graphics card. So that's on a 630 watt power supply too. So I did tweet it on Twitter about the NMAX 630 XT and how good it was. Like I was surprised that this thing was pushing way past its weight, man. So really good power supply from NMAX. I'll probably get another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, surprised. So like my power consumption figures are absolutely through the roof. So I've got like, when I overclock my CPU and my GPU, I'm pulling like 880 watts from the wall in Crisis 3 on a gold rated power supply. So, I mean, I don't know like what to take of other, like I see other reviews and it's like total power consumption, 350 watts. And it's like, come on, like when I had my B85 and my 1231 V3 with a GTX 970, I was getting like 300 and something watt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a freaking cookie cutter power consumption build. You know, like the 970 doesn't use up too much power, and I know sure as shit that the Xeon doesn't use up much power at all on a B85. So I'm kind of these power consumption figures are making me raise eyebrows when I see them on other tech sites.
And now and you're talking about on, is that just on the 980 Ti? You're talking about going back even before that.
Yeah, going back in before that. So when
Yeah.
I was testing my 970 with the B85 and 1231 V3. That was like, that was like the power consumption desktop gaming king kind of thing for power efficiency. That the 1231 V3 used up like the least amount of power I've seen for like enthusiast grade CPUs kind of thing, or gaming sort of CPUs. I don't know, but yeah. Bottom line is like, yeah, my power consumption is through the roof, but I think they're more real world as to what the worst case scenario could be.
What's your power supply? What is it rated? Bronze, silver, gold?
Gold. It's gold rated.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So,
But yeah, I'm having a blast on 4K though, man. Like the benchmarks are taking a lot longer than they do.
Because is the 980 Ti? Are you finding it a little bit underwhelming for 4K? I mean, because I know not every game you're going to be able to run it at 60 FPS on that at max detail, but.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm actually really enjoying it because I've always been the type where I'll just drop the settings until it's 60 FPS. And so, like, for me, it doesn't make too much of a difference because there's a lot of settings in games that just tax your system, but they don't do much, like, visually. I'm sure if you're pixel peeping or your eye, like, you're just hawking the game, you'll notice. But for me, it's like, okay.
See, that's me. I spend more time looking at the graphics than that. Yeah. I'll spend more time going around a map and looking at like railings and flat edges. Like, why does that look like a staircase? I can't play this game if that looks like a staircase. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, well, I just load it up. If it looks good, it looks good. And so if it's running like shit, then I'll change settings. And if it still looks good, then I'm happy. So I just quickly go in. I just use my eyes. Like a lot of people ask me how I optimize games too. And it's just like, well, just look at it. Use your eyes, and whatever looks good and gives you the best amount of frames for that visual experience, then go with that. And that's what I do. So, I mean, like Metro Last Light, I'm like, once I tweak the settings, overclock my GPU, I can get 60 FPS at 4K. And it looks really, 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 really fucking good.
Yeah, the detail just starts to pop out when you get into higher resolutions. I mean, I noticed that. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be that big of a deal in games. I mean, I wanted 1440 more for the, the extra screen real estate and all that stuff. But going from 1080 to 1440, it's just like, wow, like the textures, all of the detail just stands out so much better. And when I had to return my ROG shit, I had to go back to 1080 temporarily for, while I waited for Newegg to return the first one and then the second one, because they're just fucking awful, just an awful monitor. But when I went back to 1080, I really noticed it quite a bit. The detail and everything just looked worse. Like the textures and everything just didn't look as crisp or as sharp as it did in 1440, and that's not something I had really anticipated. I just thought the anti-aliasing would be better, but everything really looked better.
Well, it's kind of like once you get used to something that's better, it's like, could you like, I can't play sort of like, you look at Super Nintendo games and I kind of think to myself, how did I used to play that? You know what I mean? Like 360p or something, 480p. But like it's like, I call it the upgraders syndrome. And once you try something better, you just can't go back to something that was worse. And like for me, like I'm going to 4K now and I'm absolutely loving it, man. Like it is really good. It's the toss up between 144 hertz versus 4K, but like with 4K, you've got like not just 2 times, you got like 2.31 times the pixels. Like it's a huge gain over 1440p.
How's the other like stuff on that monitor? Does it have like the light boost and all that stuff, or whatever it's called?
It's ultra low motion blur. Still got to test
ULMB.
That, yeah, like the ULMB, it's got that. It's got G-Sync. G-Sync, like it's just good. Like
just good. It's amazing. Especially, well, here's the thing. Also, especially for 4K 60 hertz, because it's 60 hertz. It's not 144. So, and since you are running on one card, you're definitely going to be dropping off of 60 FPS quite a bit. So that G-Sync is going to really help out with that stuff, I would have to imagine.
It does, like, this is the thing, though. G-Sync, it does help, and I do notice it. It's just not night and day. Like, 30 FPS is still at 30 FPS on freaking G-Sync or no G-Sync.
Well, yeah, but it's the transition, because otherwise with V-Sync, if you drop below 60 at all, you're going to get a massive lag spike, because the stutter...
I know that.
I
just don't play with V-Sync. Like, I never have. So for me, it's like no V-Sync versus G-Sync, and I mean, you notice there's just absolutely no tearing, which is a great thing. It's just like it's not as night and day as what I don't know, like what some people claimed it to be. Like it's good. It's just good. Like that's what I think about G-Sync. I just think it's like it's just good. So it's just like I don't know. For me,
this is blasphemy. I do not support this message. You fucking AMD fanboy.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get called an AMD fanboy. That's right. But no, like 60 FPS versus 120. That was night and day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me, when I tried 60 hertz versus 120, I was like, whoa, this is just like liquid smooth kind of thing when you're moving and I really noticed that. But
have you tried running the pendulum demo?
No. I've just been playing games.
Yes. Well, I'll just if you're gonna do a review on it, before you do, just check out the pendulum demo from NVIDIA. It's what they had used initially to show how different VSync is from G-Sync.
Okay.
And it's just a pendulum that swings left to right, side to side, and you could spin around it and control it, and you could change the refresh rate on it. You can change it from VSync to G-Sync, and you could see how big of a difference it is on there.
Yeah, but I'd just like to keep it real world, like what I use versus having G-Sync on. I mean, and like I said, like it's good.
Real world is what matters at the end of the day. But I was just saying, so you can see it though, so you can. Because it sounds like you're not enjoying it as much as I feel like.
That's the thing. I am enjoying it. Like I keep it on when I'm actually having when I'm not benchmarking, I keep it off. But when I'm benchmarking, what did I say? When I'm not benchmarking, I keep it on.
Yeah.
And so it's good. Like I'm having a great experience playing the games with it on. It's just, but for me, it's not like, oh my god, this is life changing shit. Like it, like as some people report it to be. It's just good. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just good.
This is this is blasphemy. We here at Joker Productions do not support this message. These are completely the opinions of Tech Yes City, some really bad YouTube channel. I don't even know who this guy is anymore. By the way, we're looking for a replacement co-host here on TGW, so please send in your applications.
Low blow. Oh man.
So. Anyway, let's start rolling into some topics.
But I will say one thing, man. I will say one thing about the monitor. Like, Acer have done a freaking amazing job. Like, this thing's going to be getting a really damn good review. Like, the response times are crisp.
Yeah.
And
was that a 1ms, that one?
But, I mean, I can't measure that. I don't have it.
Well, what's it advertised at?
It's advertised as 1ms, but that's when you probably put up extreme. But, like... Man, even
are you running it on? Are you running it on normal?
Running overdrive.
That's what I'm running this one on, because I saw that recommended by like TFT Central and every other website out there. Just recommended it normal, so I was like, okay, I'll run it on normal.
Well, I put it on extreme, but extreme's like it makes it so crisp, but you can see the overshoot. Like, whoa, there's huge these black friggin' things like coming out of your character on Dota 2, for example. So I do leave it on normal, but I'm gonna be making a video where I compare IPS to TN, and I still prefer TN for gaming. Like, it's your eyes feel like relaxed. I don't know why, if this is sounding stupid, but it's sounding like your eyes don't take as much of a beating from those slow response times on IPS.
Well, that's probably the case with most other IPSs, but the first one to really nail that and improve on it is the one that I'm using now, the XB270HU. So
yeah,
but I know on previous, pretty much every other monitor in history before this one, that is the case. But it's getting better, so I don't know. But
you've got ultra low motion blur on that thing. I'd love to see how it really works after a couple hours gaming.
I don't use it. I want to use G-Sync is like the most amazing technology I've seen come into gaming in my lifetime.
Right.
So it's
all right. So Joker's paid NVIDIA shill. So.
Yep. I'll be expecting my check next week, Jen Soon Huang. I need my check, please. But yeah, so rolling into some topics. First thing I just wanted to touch on. I mean, if people, if you're living under a rock, they've got Amazon Prime Day going on right now. To be honest, none of the deals really stood out at me, and they've been hyping this event for weeks now. More deals than Black Friday. It may be more deals than Black Friday, but it's also worse deals than Black Friday. But
I can't with Amazon. I can't get anything anymore. I used to last year. I used to be able to buy so many things from Amazon internationally. Nowadays, I try to buy something. It's like, no, we're not shipping internationally. We're not shipping internationally. It's like, I'm damn, because like there's some good deals on this from time to time. But like I can't even go and look on Amazon anymore because there's nothing that gets shipped out to me anymore. So it sucks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, I just want to. I didn't. I went through and I was trying to find good like computer part deals, maybe like SSDs or something. But some of them were just like like maybe 15 bucks off, and nothing really impressive that stood out. Like I wanted to see like a 500 gig SSD for like $100. That would have been sold, signed,
well,
sealed, delivered.
there was the Crucial MX100 500 gigabyte, and I saw a tweet
Oh
from
yeah, I wouldn't.
Crucial on my Twitter, and that was $170. I like honestly, that's a decent deal. That's a really good deal
I
because
don't.
the
I don't. I don't know.
MX100s are solid.
I've seen the performance on those. It's not really great. The
Yeah, but
speeds.
the thing about the MX100 is the performance, like the numbers aren't that good, but when you're actually using it in real world, like if I record from Camtasia, which is really intense on a temporary storage drive, it performs flawlessly, man. And it's the only SSD that I had come through that has passed that test. So it's consistent.
I don't know.
Like
I
that's
feel I haven't seen anything as far as performance numbers that really has drawn my attention compared to like Samsung and Intel. And those have been my go-to for SSDs, and I plan to stick with those until something comes along that actually really puts a hurting on them as far as read and write
yeah.
speeds are concerned.
Well, see, I don't just look at the core benchmarks anymore. I just do like really intensive benchmarks now. Like I'll do a Camtasia test. I'll also do the HG Tune test where I look at the actual bumps and see if they're dropping. And if you got dips there, which when I had the Intel SSD and it had some big dips, man, and that was showing through when I ran Camtasia, my webcam and my desktop would cut out and it would desync. And so it was like, okay, this is a real problem. So I'm going to have to freaking take the whole video again.
Yeah.
So you can see how it manifests itself into the real world if your performance is not consistent. So that's why, like I've said, the Crucial MX100 is just a really good drive. So
It's good for the price, but I'd rather spend the extra like $20 on a Samsung or Intel. That's just me. But
yeah.
but I just wanted to touch on the Prime Day because it's going on, and if anyone is going to be buying anything, I've got an affiliate link down in the description, so that helps support the channel and all that. So
I got one too, but
yeah, if
I
you
don't know. Everyone's too busy popping Linus's one in there. So
oh yeah.
tough. It's a tough game, man.
Yeah, well, all I could say about Linus is he only tests one game in a Fury X versus 980 Ti, so take that into account when you decide whose affiliate link to use. But yeah, first topic got up for today is Firefox right now and Flash. I mean, Flash is pretty much it's pretty much dying, isn't it? It's really like on the way out.
That's actually one thing that I did want to talk to you, because like I've just been disabling my Flash player. I do need it in YouTube when I'm doing annotations, but
Well,
besides that,
YouTube doesn't even use that anymore.
oh really?
No,
Like,
YouTube transitioned over to HTML5 a few months ago.
oh, okay, because like every time I've gone to do annotations, it says you have to have Flash player installed. But besides that, I've just been disabling it because Mozilla has it built in, like the whatever it is, H.264 encoder or whatever. It's built into the browser.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, I hope they get rid of Flash because it's as buggy as fuck. Like, it's buggy,
it's
man.
so slow. It requires so
Oh,
much bandwidth, and I mean that's why YouTube has had so many problems. You just come onto
it's
it sometimes and it just won't load. But now they've got HTML5, which doesn't require anywhere near as much bandwidth or computation power to be able to push it. Like when I was back on my i5 3570K, if I loaded up a 4K video on YouTube using Flash, I would see my CPU usage shoot up to like 40 to 50% usage. It's not as
damn, that's big.
it wasn't as much of a deal once I went over to my 5820K, but then on the 3570K it was seriously taxing on that.
Yeah, well, that's pretty sad because YouTube like compresses the videos as best as it can get. Like you can't compress those videos anymore. So
Yeah.
the fact that it's using up like 40% is pretty bad on a 3570K. Imagine that like on a old laptop or something. You
Oh yeah,
wouldn't even play.
you can't even no, you can't, because I have a utility, it's called like YouTube high definition, that you could set it to automatically force the highest resolution available on a video, and I have that on a laptop. But
Yeah.
when it would try to load up videos in 4K, it just wouldn't run. Like
Yeah.
it would be buffered, but it would be trying to play it and it would be like it just wouldn't play because it was just too demanding. The CPU would be getting just maxed out.
Yeah, well, I hope they do get rid of Flash. Like at work, if I'm playing some music while I'm doing work, it'll just crash every now and then. Oh, Flash players stopped working. It's like, what?
And Twitch is still using it. I mean, when I went over, I tried to go on Twitch yesterday after this all happened because what happened was essentially there's an issue with Flash right now. It's just not secure, so Mozilla basically just shut it down completely. They just said, okay, we're just disabling Flash on our browser. It's disabled. You can force it on. You know, when you go onto a page now, you have to click a button to say allow and let it use it, but it's not secure right now at this time. And now they're actually going asking Adobe to issue an end of life date. They basically want them to just kill it.
Well, I hope it does because it's a pile of crap. So I mean, like Premiere Pro and all their other products are really good, but Photoshop's good, but
as far as video players and stuff, I think it should just be dead. But I think Flash is still going to have a place for like Flash games, though. That's still popular.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. Even though I don't play them.
Shit, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on Twitch earlier and I fucking threw up right in the middle of the stream. I've been not feeling well all day today.
You've been sweating too much? Like yesterday, I was moving stuff out of this house and I was sweating a lot, man. And then I came down with like a fever, like not a fever, just really lightheaded.
Affiliate link is not working in the description. Someone says what?
Okay, we'll just jump onto my channel and just go to my latest video and just get the link out of there. You'll be home and host, fellas.
Testing it now. It's working.
Yeah, kind of like heat stroke or whatever. You got to be really careful in summer, man. Like it's kind of some rough stuff.
The link in the description is working, man. Just all you got to do is just click it. Or it's not showing up as a link is what it is. Just highlight it and paste it into your browser and it should work. I don't know why I don't know why it's not showing up as being clickable here. Actually, I'll get the long link and then I'll add it in that way. All right. So it's not the shortened link. That'll definitely work.
Okay, so we got Comcast.
All right, there. Yeah, I got that up next. All right, I was just fixing. Someone asked for the link. All right, yeah, I fixed the link there. It's got the long link in there now, so just refresh and the link in there should work for you. So, but yeah, the Comcast does the next thing. They're basically, I know you're in Japan, so this really isn't going to concern you too much as far as the impact.
Yeah.
But basically,
yeah.
Well, basically, right now, you can get Google Fiber in certain places in the U.S. It's very limited. It's only in like I think it's like maybe 5 or 6 cities, something like that. You can get that for $70 a month, and that is 1 gigabit per second. Really good deal. That's cheaper than what I pay for internet right now with Verizon. My internet's like around $120 a month. I get 100 megabit up and down, so they're getting
20 a month.
Yeah, for 100 megabit.
Dude, I pay $70 a month, and I get free cable TV.
What's your internet speed?
200 megabits per second down, 100 megabits per second up, but it's always those speeds. Like I don't need anything faster, to be honest. Like I can download a game on Steam in like 10 minutes or something. Like it's really not a problem. I don't like over here they do have like 1 gigabit.
What's your speed? What's your speed though? Did you say? Have you run speed tests? Like what's your megabits per second?
Yeah, like it's they advertise. I get like 190 or 180.
Wow, you got that crazy Japanese internet, man. But people in America get fucking hosed.
Yeah, that's it. Like you guys are getting hosed over there, man. Like big time. Absolutely. $120 a month, and this is saying here $159 a month.
Yeah, I pay $120 for internet. It's 100 megabit up and down. So, and that's not even the top tier package. There's a 500 megabit up and down that costs like $400 a month. But
Just to have,
but that's not running off of like fiber like this is. I mean, Google has their Google Fiber, which is really fast. It's
yeah,
affordable. But now Comcast is rolling in there, announcing a 2 gigabit per second service. So it's twice as fast, but it's costing 4 times as much.
yeah.
They're
But how they get their numbers is kind of going to surprise me. Like, is that going to be the average number? For doing a speed test, you'll be able to actually
Yeah,
lock in
basically
these.
that's it, is the speed test. But like, what are the servers actually going to support for websites that you're trying to go to? Is it actually, it's probably not even going to
Yeah.
be able to support it on like 90% of the websites. But
Mm.
charging, what they're charging, $4,600 for the first year, $3,600 a year after that. That's just absolutely insane compared to
Yeah.
with the Google Fiber works out to $840 a year. So 4 times
Yeah.
as much for double the speed. That just doesn't work out. Comcast they're just bending people over the barrel like they've been doing for ages. They do it now with their, throttling people's services and, charging ridiculous amount of money. And, then they limit website like things like Netflix and YouTube and throttle all of that stuff and put data caps on it. And Comcast is just a fucking evil corporation. All the ISPs in America are like fucking evil ass corporations.
Yeah, it was just it. I mean, yeah, like, do you know who has the fastest internet in the world? Like, which group of people have the fastest internet?
Japanese.
No, it's
No.
actually, I think it's Hong Kong. They got the banks. Like, the banking network has some ridiculous speeds. Like, it's like 10 gigabits per second, I think. And so, like, banks and stuff will need these speeds, but like, the average consumer won't need a 2 gigabit per second connection.
No.
Like, what am I gonna do? I freaking download a game off Steam in 1 minute instead of 10 minutes. It's like, I don't freaking download a game every day.
Hey man,
Like,
you'll be able to seed your torrents really well. You'll get that your ratio up on a private tracker really well.
oh yeah, yeah. Just, hey guys, just crack this game quickly here. Oh man, that's crazy. I don't know. Oh yeah, you said you got a tweet, yeah? Some dude in the comment section. I laughed my head off about that. You
Which one?
did a you did a game review, and there was some dude in the comments like, "Hey, I just torrented this game, man." It's
Oh
like,
yeah, that
what?
guy. I was like, fuck off, you fucking twang. He's,
Like,
he's saying he pirated Rocket League and was calling the developer like greedy scumbags. I was like, dude, it's a fucking indie developer that published their own game, put it out for $20, and it's a fantastic fucking game, and you pirated it. I mean,
you pirated it.
I mean,
That's
I don't have a problem with like if you want to torrent a new game to see if it's good and see how it performs. If you're gonna go out
Yeah.
and buy it afterwards, I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with that. Like a new Assassin's Creed comes out, I'm probably gonna torrent it, see how it is, see how it performs, and if I like it, then I'm gonna buy it, just like I do every game. Because I don't torrent every game, but I buy every game. If I play a game and I like it, I will buy it. Even if I don't buy it right now, I'll buy it at some point when it's on sale. But I'll buy the game because I do believe in supporting the developers. If they put out a good game that is something I'm going to play, and I feel like they've took the time to make a good quality title, and that's the case with Rocket League. So see people like torrenting it, especially for a game like that. Like, what's the point? It's like an online game. It has a single player thing element to it, but that's really not the point of it. The point of it is to play online with friends and have a good time.
Yeah, it's sad. Like, it shouldn't be like, yeah, it's kind of like a thin line where I think developers need to release demos, man, and just like they release the demo, and that would be a lot better. I think that would stop pirating a lot. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
because if there was a demo, I could download it, I could check the game out, and if it's fun, I'll buy it. Like, if it's just it's a pile of shit, then I won't buy it. So, yeah, I recently bought GTA 5, but to be honest, I'm not enjoying it. Nowhere near as much as a game like
Really?
Metro Last Light, where I paid $8 for it, and I'm enjoying Metro Last Light a lot more. Like, that's just maybe
That's a great game. I mean, I love GTA 5, but yeah, Metro Last
like,
Light's
I like
also a
it.
great
I
game.
like it, but I'm automatically feeling that console portness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I move the mouse and stuff, it just has that console feeling to it. And it's still coming out on PC kind of thing. It's coming through on my PC. And like, it's fun. Like, I'm getting into it, but it's just like, $50 for this game when I bought Metro Last Light for like $8 recently.
Yeah.
it's kind of, yeah. Like I just thought GTA 5 got way too much hype, I think. Like, I don't know. So it's good. It's a good game. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
I love it. I don't know. Maybe
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't really trust your opinion because you don't like G-Sync. So I mean, you don't.
I
This
didn't say
listen,
I
hey,
did.
hey, listen. This guy doesn't like G-Sync. He doesn't like GTA 5. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with
I,
you?
I didn't say I did. I didn't say I didn't like it. That's twisting the words. See, that's like
Oh no, I'm
that's
just
what some
fucking with you.
AMD that's what some AMD fanboys will do.
Well, I am.
They'll
I'm on Sapphire's payroll.
oh
That's the,
yeah. Like I didn't like I said it was good. That's it. I just said it was just good. So
yeah.
anyway. All right, let's continue
But
on.
yeah,
So we've
yes,
got
yeah.
rip off internet speeds in America and people are actually paying for this? Like are people actually signing up for this or
I don't. Well, they just announced it. I can't see anyone outside of businesses really signing up for this.
yeah.
Oh man,
But I think like Tech Syndicate, they've been going on about Comcast and how bad and
fuck
evil they
Comcast.
are.
Yeah. It's just bad all the way around, man.
Just monopolies everywhere. Like, well, what is it? Oligopolies or whatever.
A gopalopoly.
Yeah, that word's so hard to pronounce. I always forget how to pronounce that word.
I don't know how to. I don't even know what word you're talking about. I'm just
Oli,
guessing.
oh, it's like basically a monopoly, but two companies and three companies are in it together. They're all, holding each other's dicks.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's the
man.
best way to
I really
describe
feel
it.
like I have to fucking heave.
Yeah, do you want to go throw up and and I'll just take like the
Yeah,
Sky Lake. I can do the Sky Lake.
yeah. You have the Sky Lake
Yeah.
topic. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, guys, because I'm not feeling well. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. But yeah,
Yeah.
you go ahead and go ahead and talk about Sky Lake real quick. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so basically this is we went from the best stream to the worst stream. Last week we had the best stream ever. This week we got the worst stream ever. But we got here Skylake, the i7 6700K, and honestly, the performance numbers are looking like on the CPU side of things, they're looking terrible considering this is a not only a tick but it's a TOC all in one. So you'd think we would get some way better numbers, but if you look at the Cinebench is the one that I'm going to refer to. Cinebench is showing like literally a 5% improvement. So this is a 4790K versus a 6700K. And apparently, I mean, they're both at 4 gigahertz, but this is the one thing I am a little bit like I wonder about is what they're turboing up to because Cinebench doesn't report overclocks, it doesn't report turbo speeds. So off my memory, it does look like the 4790K would probably be at 4.2 gigahertz, and this Skylake would be at 4 gigahertz. So I think that's what you're looking at here is 4 gigahertz versus 4.2 gigahertz on the 4790K. But even so, you're looking at 10% max for a tick and a TOC all in one, and it's like that's fucking shit. Like that is not good. Like it's not even worth it. Like that's why I was telling people if these results are real, then it's better off just getting a 5820K if you're in, especially if you're in the States where you can get them for like $300. Go down to Micro Center, get yourself a 5820K and a $160 X99 motherboard or whatever, and you'll be home and hosed. Like with the DX12 coming out and a lot of programs and games gaining multi-thread support, you'll be good to go. I just don't see the need to grab like Skylake if these numbers are going to be this crap. And I mean, like the iGPU is going to be good, but it's still going to be one of those things where gamers aren't going to be able to take advantage of it unless you're just playing Dota 2 casually. And even then, why would you pay $400 for a CPU? Just go out and get the lowest, go get an i3 and a better GPU.
Yeah.
We have way better performance. So it's kind of like, I don't know, for gamers, this is really like, for gamers and sort of tech enthusiasts, this news on Skylake is not good. It's not looking ready.
You know what? I was curious at looking at this, like, for like the next generation of like X99, like with the, like the 6820K and blah 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 6930K. Are they gonna do basically like an extreme version of the Devil's Canyon, or is it going to be Skylake E? Like, what are they gonna do with that?
It should be Skylake E. I mean, I don't see
Because
them.
it's usually a generation behind, or maybe it's even going to be Broadwell E. because
Yeah, but broadly,
it's usually always a generation behind. You know, it's or the lower end arc chips are usually the next generation or whatever first.
yeah, they are. But like we've seen with Haswell E, that caught up to Haswell, which was good. And so I think for Intel, they want to keep doing that because it's profitable, right? If you're releasing your new architecture before the enthusiast architecture is even caught up, then it's going to cost them sales. Like a lot of people would just be like, all right, I'm not going to go with the 6 core because I can just get this one with the newest architecture and I'll still be okay. Like I can overclock it higher. Generally, you can overclock the 4 cores higher than the 6 cores. And so you're going to get more higher overclocks. You're going to have better architecture, better speeds. So it'll balance. It sort of balances out. But this time around, Haswell E is right up, with Haswell, the 4 core versions.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they're going to compromise that because they make more money on X99. I'm going to say that they make more money per sale on X99, not only on the CPUs but on the boards, the license fees on the motherboards. And so they're going to want to release Skylake and then probably release Skylake E and then release Kaby Lake. I think that'll be the way it'll go. So that's just how I see it. But these results, they already don't look that good, man. Like it's confirming what I thought all along. It's just confirmation that what I'm thought all along.
Yeah.
I mean, still it is rumors, but it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't sound good, eh? Like I'm worried, like, because I really wanted to get something big. Like I thought Skylake was going to be big because that's what everyone was touting it to be. Now it does have, I think they got an extra 50% bandwidth on the memory controller there or something like that on the memory.
Well, I mean, unless
cache bandwidth or something, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Like Haswell's already fine in video games.
It just doesn't really excite me. I mean, unless they're going to be doing like DDR4 support, then it doesn't really get me excited at all.
Yeah,
Skylake.
I mean, you've just got this really good iGPU on there that's still not that good though when you compare it to a gaming graphics card. So
I don't know why are they not supporting DDR4 though? I mean, it's been around now on X99 for a year. It's like, why would they not have that in the new generation of CPUs?
I think it can support both. I think that's what's going to happen. It's got chips can support DDR4 and DDR3L. So
well, the motherboard will have to support it though because the notches are different for the DIMMs. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, like a lot of I've been hearing conflicting reports that it will be DDR. Like it is DDR4. So Skylake will be DDR4. That's what I've heard. So I mean, it's just like I'm upset about the performance figures. Like it's just not. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted something that was kick-ass, but it just seems like, we just got another generation of crap, from Intel.
Yeah, I could feel you on that. And that's actually kind of can transition us into the next topic here. This week, PC Perspective put up this article, which is really, really impressive. If you check it out, what they did is they tested over the course of 6 months. This guy, Sebastian Peak is his name. He did CPU testing over a period of 6 months, testing of a wide range of CPUs with GPUs in synthetic benchmarks, gaming benchmarks, to sort of just show like once and for all, like how much the CPU matters in games. And the data on here is this is just such valuable information for people like us, what we do, and having this kind of because people are always saying, what CPU should I get with this graphics card? Is it going to bottleneck me? Well, now we could stop wondering because we can look at these numbers they have on here, and like looking up right now, I have the one up from Metro Last Light, and what I've seen consistently through all of the benchmarks they did on a variety of games is basically at the lower end of graphics cards. So by lower end, I mean like 260X, 750 Ti in that range.
Yeah.
Depending on what CPU you had, it didn't really matter at all. The numbers were almost within like 1 or 2 frames. So it was like a negligible difference. Really like almost no difference at all.
Yep.
But once as you go up higher and higher, basically once you get around to the mid range, and mid range I mean like $250 to $300 graphics cards, like the 280X or a 770, or now even more recent with like a 970. But I saw it at the 770 as well with and the 280X. That's when you start to see the gaps increasing a bit more. As you go up with a higher end CPU, you start to see like about a 10 FPS difference, going from the highest end they tested, which was the 4790K, versus the AMD X4 860K. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's basically the low to high end they did on the CPUs. And when you get to that mid range, that's when the gap starts to increase there. And as you go higher and higher, it gets even bigger. They did like the 980. That's the highest end GPU. They did the 980 and the 290X, and the difference there across almost every game they tested, from that AMD quad core to the 4790K, was about a 20 frame difference, 15 to 20 FPS on average.
Yeah. Well,
That's a lot more than I expected.
it just depends. Like, you've got the FPS numbers here. You don't know actually the frame rate times as well, which is something that takes a lot of time, and I wouldn't expect them to do that. But one thing I will point out is the results are a little inconsistent. Like if you go to BioShock Infinite, for example, and you pull up the i5 4440, it's scoring half the minimum frames of the 4790K, but in the next benchmark with the GTX 980, the minimum frames are right on the same line. So it would indicate a little inconsistency there, which I mean, looking as when I do benchmarks, I try to keep, like when you're testing CPUs, especially your benchmarks, my balls blew out then. You're testing like consistent benchmarks, and they should be the same level, the same variables, because if you don't, you're leaving yourself open to this, where you got half the minimum frames as you do on one CPU as opposed to the other. But then the next benchmark, you kind of at the same level. It's like I'm scratching my head, kind of what's going on with the consistency there. So I have to point that out. I mean, of course he's taken a lot of time to do these benchmarks, and I think they will give you an accurate representation that, it doesn't matter on the low end, it matters on the high end. I think that's the message.
Yeah, the higher
we're getting.
the more, basically the higher end your graphics card is, the more the CPU is going to matter.
But that's something we've all known, right? You don't throw a low end CPU with a high end GPU.
Well, you kind of did know that, but even something like the big difference I even saw with like an FX 8350, which, if before reading this article, if someone had asked me, is an 8350 going to be a bottleneck for like a 980 Ti, I probably would have said, no, not really. It's going to be fine. It's fine for gaming. But looking at these numbers, it actually is a pretty big difference. You're talking about 10 to 15 frames difference.
Yeah, I mean, you got to throw, like, if you threw in games like Arma 3, that is a huge difference between Intel and
even
AMD.
something like Metro Last Light, which is not CPU intensive, that had like a 10 to 15 frame difference. So if you're looking at something that is CPU intensive, like Arma or Battlefield Online, then it's just going to even add to it. It's going to be even worse. But Metro Last Light was the one I looked at the most, because that game is a GPU hog. It doesn't stress the CPU that much at all. And even in that, it was a really big difference going from an 8350 to an i7 4790K.
Yeah, that was,
That really surprised me. And now because of this, going forward, like if people ask me about CPUs for graphics cards, I've just got all of this data to be able to go back to. And it's just really valuable information here, and I got to give full credit to PC Perspective and Sebastian for doing this.
It is a lot. It is a lot of work.
Yeah, this is a lot of work, and just an excellent article. Really good read if you have the time and you want to go through it. Check it out at PCPer.com. Just go give it a look.
I feel bad for critiquing it, but that's I don't know, because that's just like things, consistency is everything with benchmarks. That's what I think.
Well, they did synthetic benchmarks. They did all of, like when they did Metro Last Light, they didn't just do Metro Last Light at Ultra. They did it at high with anti-aliasing, high without anti-aliasing. They did like all the different settings as well. They covered everything. They didn't.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I don't feel like they missed anything here, except I would have liked to have seen at least one graphics card, thrown in with SLI or Crossfire. I would have liked to have seen that included. But that's really
Yeah.
the only gripe I had with this, was that I wanted to see SLI and Crossfire.
Yeah, it's really good though. The results are really good. I
Yeah.
like it how people. Yeah, he would have done it. He said he did it in his free time. That would have taken a lot of time.
6 months. 6 months he spent doing it. He said every day he would come in, and it was just part of his routine or his ritual. He said over the course of 6 months, where he would just run these benchmarks.
Man, that's dedication. So
Yep. But yeah, I just wanted to mention this article and draw some attention to it, because they deserve some credit and for this article, because it's just really good, and
yeah,
it's going to be valuable information for anyone that's shopping for a new PC and wants to know what CPU to get. It's just a good guideline
yeah,
in general, even though
that's true.
it doesn't include every processor or every graphics card, but you can get a good idea of the type of bottleneck you would see on like an AMD quad core, and or
Yeah.
whatever processor it is. So.
All right, man. We better move on with some gaming news. I'll probably get another 15 minutes. So
Oh yeah, yeah, because
get it cracking.
we started a little late today, so.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It's just we just talked and talked. So
Well, and we
people said
did start a
people.
half hour later than usual too.
Yeah, I know. So, but it's good for me, man. I'm probably more alert, more awake this time.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Is that something you've noticed?
Yeah, well, last week you seemed pretty alert and aware, but yeah, this week you seem a little bit more like we weren't like slapping yourself in the face when we got on. So.
Yeah. It's closer to my usual wake up time. Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Joker is just out of action. So we're going to move on to this next news. Fable Legends is coming to PC. So there was the Comic Con recap video. So apparently, like, there was that Comic Con, wasn't the Comic Con Batman versus Superman trailer release? That was pretty damn good. I love that. But let's talk about video games anyway. So it's got the Unreal Engine 4. So Fable Legends is going to have the Unreal Engine 4, and it's going to be free to play. So hey, what more could you want from a video game? It's going to look good, and it's going to be free to play. So we're going to stay tuned for that. And I kind of want to get Joker's thoughts, because he's a gaming buff. Hopefully, yeah, it doesn't sound too good. So yeah, Fable Legends. That's Unreal Engine 4, free to play. We've also got the other one here, F1 2015, the PC performance analysis. So this is a game, so it reported a lot of hard crashes. So this game was reporting a lot of crashes on the 4930K. So, I mean, yeah, I kind of need Joker here for the gaming news, because he's a real gaming buff. But apparently, the F1 2015 Formula One game is not that good. Like, it's not that optimized for PC. It's, but it does support keyboards and gamepads and wheels. But its stability is terrible. So, I mean, yeah, just keep a lookout on this game. Basically, I think the word with this news article is, if you want to play F1 2015, maybe just wait a little bit for it to get patched, be fixed a little bit.
Okay, so I'm sorry about that. I'm really
that's
I'm,
cool.
I'm really sorry, guys. Whew, I feel better though. Because when I got up before to go to the bathroom, I couldn't get anything out, but now I got it out. I got a bag next to me, so. Whew.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah,
so.
Like you haven't ate breakfast yet.
So all right, so I'll come back into this, and so Fable Legends. Basically, I think it's a good thing that it is coming to PC like this, because I think it shows. Going forward with Microsoft, how they're going to be bringing a lot of their first-party titles to the PC now. We see it with this. We see it with Gears of War Remastered. So it's good to see that, because there's a lot of exclusive titles that going back like on the 360 didn't really make a lot of sense. That it was exclusive, exclusive to Xbox 360. I was like, yeah, but you're Microsoft. Windows is yours. Why do we need to be excluded from this formula when this is your platform also? It just seemed like a lot of missed out opportunity there.
That's true, yeah.
And this is going to support cross play, so you'll be able to play with Xbox One and PC players. So I don't know how the game is going to be, if it's going to be any good, but I just like this as a sign as, how they're going to be moving forward with, first party content in the future. And they said that when they had talked to Lionhead Studios, or I don't know if it's Lionhead actually working on this one. I think it might be a different studio. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I saw back at E3 when they were talking, they said that when they had approached them about doing this game, they said, we want this game to be supported on PC from the start. And not only that, but with this and Gears of War Remastered, it's not going to be a port. They're developing them in parallel, side by side. So that we shouldn't be seeing any shit ports for these first-party games from Microsoft. So that's another thing that just makes me really happy, and I'm excited to see these games start rolling out. Unreal Engine 4, DirectX 12, all that stuff is going to be on both of these games. So
that'll be good.
That's exciting to me.
Well, it says here to be free to play too, so that'll be good.
Yeah. So. And the other thing you were talking about while I was busy throwing my guts up into a paper bag. Is F1 2015. So that came out this past week, and it's just gotten absolutely hammered on Steam. The user reviews are absolutely horrible. It's another game to come out since the inception of Steam refunds, and people have been getting their refunds on F1 2015. So we're seeing.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
we're seeing the power of that again. We saw it with Arkham Knight, seeing it with this now. So. It's just really, really, good that we're seeing this, but unfortunately, F1 2015 is apparently a big pile of shit.
That's what I wanted. I just wanted the lowdown, the Joker lowdown.
Yeah, it's getting really bad performance. It's crashing a lot, and on top of that, it's a racing game. It's got no fucking career mode.
No, really?
It's got no career mode. It's like, what are you thinking? It's got no career mode. It's got no split screen multiplayer, no classic cars, hardly any. It's shit. It's shit. It's like, why would you play F1 2015 when you have games like Project Cars and Assetto Corsa out there? Why would you play this? I mean, I understand people like F1, they like Formula One racing. That's fine. But,
but at least a career mode. Yeah. How much does this game cost?
It's full whack, 50? Man. $50-$60, something like that.
What?
It's just,
no career mode.
No career mode. Nah.
Dreamers.
And and they have a new engine this year for F1 2015, so I was kind of looking forward to it for that. I didn't pick up 2014 or 2013 because they looked the same as 2012 and didn't really change a whole lot, apart from adding in a couple new career mode features. But at least they had a fucking career mode.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, you look at the benchmark, Gran Turismo. How many years ago was that fucking released, right? That should be a norm to have like a freaking career mode in your video game,
Yeah.
Like a progression at least, right? So you're telling me they kind of got like no progression in this game where you start off with the bad car, then you upgrade the wheels, you upgrade the freaking whatever, upgrade the cockpit, whatever. Like there's no mode like that in there at all.
Yep. Marcus is in the chat, totally silent. Said he's been playing, and he said it's been running fine for him. He's got a benchmark PC. That's good for you, man. But I mean, just go look at the the Steam reviews. It's overwhelmingly negative reviews. I mean, pretty much like everyone out there is having big problems with this game. If you haven't had any problems, then I mean, lucky you, man. But everyone else has been having really, really big issues with this game. I checked on the day that it came out, but I'm going to bring it up here now again because I'm curious to see.
Might have patched it. I mean, who knows, right?
There has been 2 patches, and the second one was said to have addressed a lot of the issues. But yeah, on PC, it's got a 2.7 user score. So I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, even if you are having a good experience, that's good, man. But the overwhelming consensus is that no, just not a very good game, not a good port, and no career mode, just an absolute mess on launch. And Codemasters needs to pull the finger out because right now, Dirt Rally seems like a better option, and that's in early access. I'd rather be playing. I picked that up on early access, and I'd rather be playing that than this fucking shit show.
But yeah. Well, you have to make, you do have to make PCs geared towards I guess you'd call it low-end gaming PCs. You have to make sure it runs on the 860K. You have to make sure it runs on the 3258. Because a lot of people have these freaking CPUs. A lot of people can't afford to go out and buy a 5820K of GTX 980 Ti. You know, and I'm grateful that I, am able to have that gear. But a lot of people don't have that gear, and you've got to, when you make a video game, you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and since the second patch, it's been running okay as far as frame rates are concerned, but it was having some crashing issues, and it still doesn't exclude it from not having a career mode. And Ryden is saying that Marcus was getting 100 FPS at 1440p, but he's also got two 970s. Not
980. He's got a 980. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, you have to remember that majority of gamers are not running that. Majority of gamers are running really low-end hardware. According to the Steam server they did like last year, like most people are running like, very, very low-end PCs at 1080p. So that is not the norm at all. So you can't really always go by that, which is, it's hard to do because a lot of, my viewers and your viewers are, a lot of us are like enthusiast level. We look at the higher-end hardware, but, for the vast majority of people, that's just not the case. So you have to consider it for them as well. This is it's just something I couldn't overlook, and I wasn't going to do a dedicated video on it. But it's just I wanted to bring it up on the stream because it is it's a hot topic right now. Everyone's talking about it, and it's getting taken to the cleaners over on the Steam user reviews. That's not looking too good at all for them, for Codemasters, and they've got such a good pedigree with putting out good quality racing titles, the Dirt series, the F1 series also, and Grid. So it just seems like they've had a big miss here on F1 2015, but I can kind of maybe almost forgive them because they do have a good track record in the past. It's not like every single game they've been putting out has been bad.
Yeah,
they've had a lot of good games.
Make mistakes, right?
Yeah, they've got one bad game here out of dozens of good ones. So hopefully next year they bounce back and fix what's wrong with F1 2015. Hopefully by next year.
Yeah. But I reckon it'd be wise to just pull it off and put a career mode in, fix it, and then re-release it. Like that'd be a safe bet.
Yeah. All right. So next thing we had up here, as we're closing out the show here, sort of, it's another racing game. Project Cars is they're already talking about a sequel to this game, which is kind of alarming because the game is just out and they're already talking about a sequel and.
That would indicate it's really successful. Project Cars has been really successful.
It is, but I'm also kind of disappointed with Project Cars. I've been on this game since like 2013, early alpha, because I supported them back then, and I've seen the game grow since then, and it's gotten so much better with performance and all that stuff. So it's a really good game. I like the way the cars handle. The graphics are just amazing. Some of the best looking visuals I've ever seen. But for a game called Project Cars, it's extremely lacking in the area of cars. It's got like 20, 30 cars. There's not a lot of cars in it. I don't know the exact numbers, so I might be a little off on that, but there's not a lot of cars at all. And there's hardly any street cars. It's all like full racing cars, like open wheel cars. There's only like maybe 3 or 4 street cars that you can use and customize. So that they really missed the mark on that. I would have liked to have seen a lot more street cars, kind of like a Gran Turismo, that you could then upgrade and start out from the bottom and level them up and get them better and better and better. But they really missed that in Project Cars. So that's one of the reasons I don't really play it as much.
Yeah. Oh, well, like I haven't actually tried it yet. It's like the game's like $40, so I've been just waiting for it to come down in price.
Yeah. It's really good though. I like the career mode and all that stuff. It just needs more street cars, and that that's the kind of I want to. It keeps it sort of like almost centered in reality for me, because I can't imagine driving a McLaren F1 ever. But I could imagine possibly owning a Lancer Evo or a Ford Focus or something along those lines.
Yeah, an Evo 7, something that's affordable.
Subaru STI, something like that, or a Polo GTI Volkswagen,
Yeah. Just more of the realistic cars, right?
Yeah,
Toyota Supra.
Yeah. See, I want to get those. I want to get those cars. I want to upgrade them and add, different transmissions and wheels and just like Gran Turismo. That's one of the things they did so well.
That's
I mean, I remember going back to like Gran Turismo 2. You could drive a flipping minivan. I mean,
yeah, it was pretty fun.
yeah, it's
Like
hundreds of
Gran
cars.
Turismo
That's what they
series.
need.
I'm looking forward to number 6 or 7 they're
Something like
releasing on
that. Yeah.
PS4 exclusive, is it?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's been announced yet, but
I'm pretty sure it's going to be released next year. That's what I've read.
oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, just basically they're working on a Project Cars 2. It looks like, and hopefully Project Cars 2 actually has cars. That'd be nice to see.
Well, should go for Project to Garage Cars. Wow.
Project Garage.
Project Garage.
Garage.
Garage. Yeah, mate. Well, that's how we'd say it down under. Garage.
Yep, the garage. Yep, they say that in England as well. I know. I'm just taking a piss.
Okay.
But yeah, last thing I was just gonna mention briefly is it's not gonna do a big spiel on it. It's just it's just impressive how well Rocket League's been doing since it came out. It's been like the number 2 game on Twitch the past few nights in a row. The most beating out Dota 2, CS:GO, Hearthstone. It was just the past couple nights. It's been sitting just behind League of Legends. That's the only one it hasn't passed. It had like 90,000 viewers last night. Really
League
impressive.
of Legends is huge.
Yeah, it's and you just don't see games like this that often, like beating out those types of games on Twitch. But this is you can call it what it is. Maybe it's just the hype surrounding the game, or
I mean, yeah, but at least it's like the community saying, all right, this is a good game. This is how we treat people who bring out good games. And so don't worry, when you do good things on the PC, the PC community will support it.
Yeah,
and that's what I like about being in the tech community.
And it's such a simple game and a simple concept too, but it just shows that you don't need to have one of these big $60 AAA titles that they spend millions and millions of dollars making and have these just ludicrous marketing budgets, which then you in turn get fucking just rammed up the ass with DLC and pre-order bonuses and all of that shit that goes along with it. And then here along comes Rocket League. Just drops on July 7th, $20. It's a good game. People like it, and now it's fucking through the roof. Just selling loads of copies, and everyone's playing it on Twitch. And it's a fucking blast. I put up a review earlier today for it, and it's so good. I'm really enjoying it. Me and my buddy Kurt have played it every day this week.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I gotta get to work soon. So you want to quickly the Nintendo dude? He cocked it?
Yes. I don't even remember. What's his name? Sonny Iwata or something?
Satoru Iwata.
So you're practically Japanese native at this point. So, I'm sure.
Satoru Iwata.
Listen to that accent, man. That's impressive.
Yeah, you've been in here too. I've been in Japan too long, man.
But is that kind of a big deal over there right now? There's a lot of people talking about that over there.
It's funny. Hey, it's funny. It's getting way more publicity overseas than it is in Japan. People just don't this is a sad thing about Japan. People just don't really care about video games and stuff. And no one at work said anything to me. And it's like, if you were probably in the foreign countries like Australia, America, or UK or something, people probably be talking about that at work. Oh, the Nintendo dude died. Oh, it's sad. In Japan, it's like no one's even said a word. I haven't even heard from anyone here.
Wow.
So it's kind of sad, eh? But I don't know, man. It's sad for me as we grew up on Nintendo, dude. Super Nintendo, insane, man. Good memories. So, but 55 years old, whoa, this guy must have been stressed, man.
He had a bile duct growth, is what it was, that he had gotten. He had gotten it treated last year, and he seemed alright back at E3. But apparently, his health wasn't great, and he just passed away.
Yeah, well, they want to make an amiibo for him, so a little doll thing. So I mean, it should be fine. I'd imagine someone will make one.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a demand for it, so 70,000 supporters, so probably more now, an internet petition. So, yeah, it's just sad to see, someone so great go so soon.
Yeah, and I know it's kind of cold to think about it now, but the gamer in me can't help it. I wonder, how much impact he had on, the development process with their games, and if this is going to spell maybe a big change for Nintendo going forward in the future. With maybe they'll stop remaking the same games over and over again. Maybe they'll be bold enough to or smart enough, I should say, to bring Nintendo licenses to other platforms, maybe consoles or even or especially mobile. Like imagine like if they did like a Mario or Nintendo version of like Angry Birds. It's just so many possibilities on even just the mobile platform that they're missing out on. It seems like they're just losing money because of that stuff.
Well, either that or they need that's true. I wonder what'll change. That's actually something I'll be keeping my eyes open for. Like, what's Nintendo going to go do from here on?
Yeah, because the Wii U was such a flop. I don't know.
Wasn't it? Like, honestly, it was a flop. Yeah. As much as I enjoyed playing it, like with friends and stuff. Like, I gotta say, yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. It was a flop, right?
Yeah. The one thing I know a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with this, but the thing I would like to see happen with Nintendo is to bow out of the hardware market. Maybe can keep doing like handhelds, because they do those really well. But I'd like to see them mostly bow out of the console market and focus on just putting out good games and sort of become like the new Sega, but just hopefully not be as bad as Sega. And, like they took, Sonic and they have it on PlayStation, Xbox, PC. I would love to see the Nintendo license get that treatment and see Mario games and Super Smash Bros. Come to multiple platforms. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but I'd like to see them just give it one more shot, and like they did with the N64, make a revolutionary console, or like at least something that's better than the Xbox and the PS4.
They need to be smart about it, though. They need to put something out that's actually going to support multi-platform titles and stop this fucking Wii and this Wii U bullshit that has like these different controls that are only going to work on their console because if you do that, you're only going to have first-party titles. Having third-party titles come over, it's not going to happen because, these big AAA developers are already having to support 3 platforms, PC, Xbox One, PS4. You can't expect them to go full out and then support like a fucking touchpad device. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly though, if they do it right, if they made a better console and they made better game, like they had some really good releases. Like you look at me, like I got a PS4, pretty much one game, Destiny, because I can't get it on PC. My brother got me the PS4, but like, all you need is, you can release all these games and get these cross-platform ports out. But if you have a console with a really killer title that has amazing multiplayer, that's going to sell the freaking console. Yeah. And that's going to sell, like I just think they need to really go back to the books and say, okay, can we make a freaking Zelda MMO for our console? If we released a new console and released some wicked launch titles, we would have sales. And I mean, I don't know, like that's something they need to think about. It's something they need to be aggressive with rather than just releasing, these games where they're just like, I don't know, they don't have much impact. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's about it, man. Like I've got to
you got to go. So
yeah.
But yeah, good episode. Yeah. Everyone that joined in and hung out. Thanks to you for hanging out. We'll be back again next week at the same time.
Yeah, and so sorry we had some difficulties again, but we always have difficulties.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about getting sick literally in the middle of the stream, but I soldiered on because I will not quit. I am dedicated to this stream and to the channel. I will not quit. Never. I will never die.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I better scoot and boot. So yep. I gotta make more than a packet of potato chips. So. Anyway, man, I'll catch you guys in the stream. If you guys have any questions or comments, then whack them in the comment section below, or check us out on Twitter handles.
Yeah, well, we won't be able to do a Q&A today, but no Q&A. But next week we'll be sure to section off enough time to do the Q&A with you guys because we do. I enjoy doing that stuff a lot for on the stream. So, but yeah, Brian's got to get going, so we're gonna sign out now, guys. We'll catch you next week. Ta-da.
All right, catch you next week, guys. Bye.
Ta-da.